Okay, let's continue. So we have our row here and it ends right here, as you see. Right, then I'm going to put comma and then I'm going to say vertical alignment. Say alignment as such. I want this to be center, vertically aligned, all the items there. Okay, so we should be done now with at least this structure here, right? We have this very nice border there. Now we have to look at the contents inside. So we have here a radio button and then we have the text of that radio button. So we're going to create that. So inside here, I'm going to say radio button. There is such function, radio button there. So we have to pass the selected and on click. It makes sense. So for the selected here, what we need to do is we need to look at the state of the answer, meaning if we go back to our payload, we have a question and we want to get to this answer. So we are going to look at, okay, if the answer in this case is Louisiana, and we need to figure out, okay, in our choices, where is Louisiana? And if that is what was selected. If that's true, then we know that they have gotten the correct answer. They have selected the correct answer. To do that, we are talking about state, which means we need to retrieve or get that state, which is very important. So back at the top here, I'm going to create another val. I'm going to let's call this answer state as such, remember. And then of course we are going to use again the question to drive everything there. So we're going to pass the question in our remember. If I have over, it says here we can pass the item that we want to calculate. So you can see here, so we pass the question and then we're going to say mutable state of, and it's going to be an int type that we're going to be receiving. You'll see in a second why. And that could be nullable, and let's just say null to start with. Okay, in the beginning, the answer state does not have anything, but we know it's going to be governed, or it's going to be driven by the question, because the question answer will have the information we want. We can access the choices as well as the answer, and we can compare those. So now you will understand why I have this index that I'm passing along in our choices, because remember, all these choices are inside of a list. A list has an index, so if I want to check to see if Oklahoma is exactly the answer, well, I can say check, or choices in this case, index 0, it's going to be Oklahoma. So I'm accessing Oklahoma by say index 0, so passing 0. And then I can look up the answer field to see if it's the same as Oklahoma, right? And go through all of them to find if the user has indeed found the correct answer. That's why we have this index. So now what we can do here inside of a selected, right? Because we have the state, I'm going to say answer state. It's immutable. I'm going to say that value has to be equal to index. If that is true, then indeed what they've selected is true, which means it's correct. So then on click here, what we could do, we're going to use a function called update answer, and we're going to pass the index. So this update answer, what it will do, it will, as the answer, well, so this update answer will update the answer to see, okay, now we pass this index and we go to the next index if need be. So this update answer, we need to create it, but the update, it's going to be special because it also has to be driven with a state. So I'm going to go up again. Let's say val update answer as such, and it's going to be a lambda. I'm going to say int like this. It's going to return nothing. Let's set that to remember. Right, we can also set up a remember with lambdas or with functions. That's the beauty. All right, so in this case here, of course, I'm still going to be governed by our question object, question item as such. And inside here, I'm going to create another lambda, which will allow us to then have the it, which is going to be the integer that is controlling our index to check for the correct choice here. Now, how do we check for the correct choice to say, okay, if indeed the index is 0 and the answer is Louisiana, which is going to be Oklahoma, or in this case, if index is 0, 1, 2, Louisiana, and the answer is also Louisiana, then that is correct, right? That's what we're trying to do. Here, I'm just going to say answer state that value, I'm going to set that to this int. So we're getting the answer, the correct answer, by passing in these implicit variable there, which is going to be the index, the correct index. So if that's the case, then I'm going to have to check with the choices. So now I'm going to say the following. I'm going to say correct answer state, which we haven't created. Let's go ahead and create it. Just right above here, I'm going to val correct answer state. I'm going to say remember. So again, we are going to pass our question object. So I'm going to say it's going to be a mutable state of, it's going to be a Boolean type because we want to check. We're going to either return true or false. So I'm going to say Boolean. It's going to be nullable, and it's going to pass null in the beginning. Okay, so our correct answer dot value. Okay, I'm going to say that to choices state, and the choices state is indeed a list, which means I can pass the index. What index? I'm going to pass the IT that's been passed around, right? And then I'm going to say if that's equal to question dot answer. So I'm going to go through all the choices state. Remember, this choices state we created here is going to have a mutable list of choices. Essentially, it's going to have all of these guys here. And so we are checking here now to see, well, if choices state we pass in the index, for instance, indexed 1, that's what they chose, the user chose index 1, right? Which means it's going to be Florida 01, right? If it's equal to question.answer, question.answer Louisiana, then we are setting our correct answer value, Boolean, to true. But in this case, you notice it's going to be false because it's not going to be Louisiana. They have chosen Florida. That's why then correct answer state value is going to be false. And then we can update that into the update answer. Does that make sense? So here we're checking to see if the choice that was clicked or selected, it is indeed what is the answer. If yes, then it's true. If not, then it's false. Then we know. All right. So that happens on click. All the checking. Very good. So it's still inside of our radio button. I'm going to pass a few modifiers here, or a modifier, I should say. Give a padding. And let's give a start padding of about 16 dp. And let's give colors. That's beautiful for our radio button colors. In fact, if you have over, you can actually pass the colors, radio button colors. So we can change things around with our radio buttons. Radio button default, I should say, defaults dot colors. So we're going to change a few things. Let's see. Always appends this, so let's get rid of all of that. And then here we're going to pass, for instance, selector. So selected color that is. I want to say something different. So I'm going to put an if statement here to say, well, if the answer is correct, then I'm going to change the color to something else. Else is going to be another color. So it's going to be fun here. Correct answer state, that value is true, and index is also true. And index, let's see. And index is also equal to answer state that value. Then we know all is good. That means we are going to say color dot green, and we say copy and change the alpha here so it's a little bit dimmer, 0.2, F like that. And then else, that means something is not right, it's false. I'm going to say color, that red. And you can dim it down a little bit with alpha. Also 0.2F like this. Remember, in this for loop, for each index, we still have the answer text. That means we still have this text that we can add to show something like this. So we've created a structure here and the radio button. Now we can go ahead and show the actual text. So for now, all of that will happen where? Remember, we're still inside of radio button, and right after, which is actually, let's say radio button, you can see ends there, and this radio button ends right here. Okay. And radio button right here. Let's put a text for now so we can see. So let's go ahead and say answer text. All right, so for now this should be good. Let's go ahead and make sure that this is called somewhere, and I'm going to just not add anything for those. That way we don't run into issues. Okay, so going back to questions, composable there, and get rid of all of this. So once everything is good, I'm going to put an if statement here just to be safe. I'm going to say if questions is not null. If that's true, then I'm going to go ahead and invoke the questions display and pass our questions as such. So here I'm going to say question, and first, just to get the first one, that's fine, because that's what we need. Okay, for now. And let's go ahead and run this, hopefully to see if we are able to see something. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. And there you have it. Okay, so we have the first question, as you see here. What's the meaning of all this? Very good. So this is real good, but it seems like I'm not getting the correct text, right? I'm not getting the correct question, I should say, because the question should be this one. What is the problem? Okay, let's go back to our trivia home. No, actually questions. And right below, we're passing the question item. Ah, right. There we go. That's the problem, because here I should be calling question dot question as such. Okay, so I'm getting the question object and invoking the question property. Okay, let's run it again. And notice that we should see a little circle. There we go, it's thinking, and voila. So LFD2 was banned in Australia, and we can either say, whoop, see, it even works now because it says this is not false. So this is wrong. If I go true, and you can see it changed the color. It's quite hard to see, but if you run this on your emulator, you can see that that should show the correct color, which is some sort of green. Okay, let's run this again. Of course, we're just getting one answer or one question because we have hard-coded everything. So click, you can see there is that green there. All right, so this is working. Of course, there are a few things we need to change. For instance, the background, we see that white there, but that's just cosmetics, and we can always work on that and change that. But at least now we know things are working. At least we know that when we click, we are checking to see if something is valid, if the question or if the answer is correct. If it's false, then of course we have the red, as you saw here. Click on the false. This is incorrect. That's why it's red. All right, so we're making good progress. So go ahead and watch these videos if there's something that you didn't quite get. If you have questions, of course, you know what to do. But it's fairly simple, straightforward, really, if you think about it, the logic at least. Okay, very good. So let's go ahead and move on and continue to build out our question display to make it even better, because there are so many questions we want to display and other parameters or arguments we're going to be passing along.